Girl math is when he hasn't taken you on a date in months, never says thank you for anything nice you do, has no work ethic, and plays video games 8 hours a day, and yet you still want him to propose. Girl math. Girl math.
Welcome back, gents. On today's episode of Male Choices, we're exposing the painful regret women feel after leaving marriages they thought were holding them back. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the truth bombs we're dropping. Let's get into it.
So I had a guy troll my video the other day, and this is what he said. Spoiler alert, all the women who are deferring being with who they got will be gravely disappointed in your 30s as your looks go way south. I'm 36 and will never date any women in her 30s, ever. Ignoring the stark grammatical errors aside, let's see if his thesis holds true. Here's a photo of me from 10 years ago at the innocent, pure, desirable age of 22. And here's the photo of me from 20 seconds ago, unfiltered and unedited, looking like the haggard beast that I clearly am at the ripe old age of 32. And while I could expound further on the subject, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I've got 2 of them here, so I'll let the pictures do most of the talking. But here's what I will say. Ladies, a man who was born in this country whose first language is English, who doesn't know how to appropriately pluralize the word woman, probably doesn't know anything about women to begin with.
And yet I'll always prefer a woman at 22, no matter how much she insists she looks better at 32. What these women don't understand is that it's not just about looks. It's about what a younger woman represents. She hasn't lost her innocence, she's not worn out, and she hasn't been through all the baggage. Youth is youth, plain and simple. Just look at the women dropping serious cash on medical treatments trying to claw it back. A young woman is more beautiful, more fertile and more innocent. She hasn't been tainted by years of bad experiences with guys like Chad. She's moldable. She can be shaped into the vision a man has for his life. But a 32-year-old woman who's been through heartbreak after heartbreak blames men for her problems and takes no responsibility. You can't lead a woman like that. She's set in her ways, living in her own world. Even if a man offers her more, she won't bend because she's used to doing whatever she wants. Getting involved with women like that is just headache after headache. It's not that they don't still look good. They do. But nobody wants to deal with the attitude, the stubbornness, and all the walls they've put up. That's why women hitting the wall struggle to find a partner. The truth is, I don't care how good you look. It never forgives.
I don't get it when men say you're gonna grow old alone with cats, as if that's something that's gonna scare us women. Like, I genuinely think the old spinster stereotype is just made up by men who couldn't stand seeing older women unbothered. Like, studies have shown, the happiest women are single and the happiest men are married. The math is not mathing. I think the men are just projecting their biggest fear of being alone for life. Women are not lonely. We have hobbies, we have friends, we have family, and we sure as hell would rather stay single and keep our peace than settle for someone who only brings problems into our lives. That's all.
I think there are so many women in this sort of situation who end up single in their 30s who are amazing, and they don't seem to be meeting the right, well, you know, a guy that matches up to their level. But I think there's something to be said about the fact that when you are in your 30s and you have your own success and you've built your own life and you're independent, you don't need someone. So they have to be really, really special for you to want to actually invest your time in them.
Brothers, let's get real. No matter how much you try to hype yourself up, talking to the mirror with that rocky theme playing in the background, words don't change your reality. You're still alone, spending your weekends with your cat, while your friends, the ones who haven't yet, will eventually get married and leave you behind because they've got families to focus on. That's just the cold truth. There are great women in their 30s, sure, but they're highly independent. You've got to be at their level or above because women are hypergamous by nature. If you don't have more than they do, you're practically invisible to them. They claim they want a hard-working man with values, but deep down, they only want the winner, the guy in the top 20% making more money than them. And here's the kicker. After they're done with the chads and all the thrill-seeking, once they hit their 30s, they go looking for the safe man, the beta provider. That guy is their retirement plan. He's got the long-term financial security, the stability, and he's the one who will end up putting a ring on their finger. But ask yourself, is it fair to work your whole life just to end up being the retirement plan for a woman who spent hers on the carousel, living her strong and independent life?
Why are the most loyal and boyfriend material guys single? This is what I constantly hear from other girls, and I have the answer. I think it all stems that women are programmed to see the ideal man as weak, beta, or sus. And that is why they always fall for the guy that cold approaches them and uses some cheesy, corny pickup line. But then they're surprised when 3 months later they got cheated on. I really think we need to stop romanticizing players and romanticize guys that are nervous to talk to women. Hear me out. I'm talking about the guys who overthink and do not want to cold approach a girl because they do not want to come across as a creep. And girls just don't get it. They're always like, shoot your shot. Like, the worst she can say is no. No, ladies, that is not the worst she can say. Trust me. You see, most guys can easily hold a conversation, but they're afraid to start it. It should be seen as cute or endearing when a guy is nervous to talk to you. He's fidgeting, he's not making direct eye contact all the time, or maybe stepping back and giving you space. Oh, and side note, you're not gonna find these guys at the clubs or parties. They're at home.
I'm getting ready to go on a date with a guy that I used to kind of talk to, and I am a little nervous to say the least because I definitely really liked him, and things just last time, the way they ended was definitely my fault. It wasn't anything bad on either part, just it was what it was. So we're gonna have a we're going to have a little cocktail to calm the nerves first. This is not exactly little, but my version of little. So, cheers, Sempers.
It's simple. The so-called beta doesn't hit you with the emotional roller coaster like Chad does, the guy who brings nothing but his seed. That's why, after you've burned through your 20s dating Chads who either cheat or leave you for someone else, you settle for the simps when you run out of options in your 30s. You've had your fun with the excitement, the drama, but now you're looking for security, and that's where the nice guys come in. You know the type. The ones who've been shy waiting around while you chased after the Chads. And let's be real, even when you finally give these guys a chance, they still don't get the same energy from you as the bad boys did. Women always talk about wanting a man who's confident, who can handle rejection and woo them. But then you turn around in your 30s saying now you find the beta guys attractive. The truth is, at this point, you're not after excitement anymore, you're after security. And who's better for that than a beta provider? Those simps are perfect for that stage of life when you're done with the chaos and looking for someone who'll cater to your needs.
Oh, my baby lives with me.
No, not your child. How many children do you all have between you?
Just one.
Just one. And the child lives with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want the baby back?
Yes, ma'am.
How long has the baby lived with you?
The baby? It's been living the whole time.
Oh, okay. And how old is this child?
5.
5. Oh. And you expect to get child support?
Yes, ma'am.
And the child has been living with him for almost, it's a boy or girl?
Boy.
His whole life?
Yes, ma'am. Well, when I get my baby back, I want child support, yeah. He makes way more money than I do. I want my baby back and I want child support.
I'm sorry, you have to excuse me because nothing you're saying is making sense right now. You came to court to ask me to give a child back to you that was taken from you, that's 5 years old, that's pretty much lived with this man the entire time that he has been taken care of.
They took my baby away because my ex-boyfriend is an abuser and I'm not with him anymore, so I want my baby back.
Right, but the child hasn't been living with you. The child has been living with him.
Yeah, because of my ex, and I'm not with my ex anymore.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. He would literally have to have given you the child back. And then you come in here, after you've been having the child for some time, then you come in here and say, Judge, I want this to be changed. I've been having the child this entire time. I want him to pay child support. That would be a little bit more reasonable. But what you're asking for today is very unreasonable.
Okay, well, give me my baby back, and then I'll come back in a while and ask for child support.
Well, I can't give you your baby back because I never took your baby. Okay? Actually, nobody really took your baby. You lost your baby for your own negligence with your ex-boyfriend. That has nothing to do with me. Okay? Now, fill me in over here. The baby was placed with you after the boyfriend hit the baby?
Yep.
And he's been living with you ever since then?
Yep.
You've been taking care of him?
Mm-hmm.
You pay for everything for the child?
Everything.
What does she do?
I visit.
She visits unsupervised.
Okay, congratulations. Financially, what does she do?
Financially?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, that's what I figured. Okay.
You want to know what modern day dating has done to me? Let me just give you a quick example. There's a guy that's been texting me, and yesterday he didn't text me back much, which for me is totally fine. I genuinely just forget to text people back, and I didn't realize that he hadn't texted me yesterday. But he texted me this morning, and he was like, sorry, I was under the weather. I was like in and out of sleep yesterday, but I'm feeling a lot better today. Like, what are you doing today? Blah, 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 blah. My initial reaction, no, you weren't. No, you weren't sick. So don't use that excuse. Just tell me you were with another girl. That's fine. I don't care. Just be honest. Like, you weren't sick. Why is that my first reaction? Why is my initial reaction like, no, you weren't? You're lying. Just tell me you were with another girl. Why is that my initial reaction? And that, people, is what modern day dating has done to me. I have trust issues out the wazoo. And I don't know what to do about that. And it's not looking good.
This is exactly why I always say it's tough to build something solid with a woman in her 30s. She's already been through the ringer dating Chads, and now she's got all these emotional scars. Take this guy, for instance. He's probably texting her non-stop, thinking he's doing the right thing. But the reality is, constantly being available just makes him look like he's got no options, like he's desperate. And what does she think when he doesn't reply immediately? She's convinced he's out cheating or with someone else. This is why I tell men, if a woman's been with Chads, she needs therapy before even thinking about dating again, or she'll just bring that same chaos into your life. Imagine if she's like this over a text. What's it going to be like when you're living together and she doesn't see you for a few hours? Or if you get a message and leave your phone unattended? She's picked up all this paranoia from her time with Chad, and now you're the one dealing with the fallout. This is why men prefer women with less baggage. Once they've been through that emotional trauma, it's hard for them to stop being toxic. You don't want that chaos in your life, and trust me, if she's not over Chad, she's bringing it with her.
If you're single and you know how shitty dating is, listen to this. So about a month ago, I went on a girls' trip to New Orleans with one of my girlfriends, and we met a guy. Friday night, her and I got real drunk, and we went up to this rooftop bar. On the way to the elevator, we ran into this guy who I thought was the elevator guy. We get to the roof. Turns out he was just a patron. Ran into him on the balcony, and we started chatting a little bit more. Found out he was from New Orleans, in town visiting, but currently resides in Denver. So I ask him how long he's in town for. He says till the end of the week. He's about to leave. I say, let me get your number in case we need any recommendations on places to go or anything like that. Saturday night rolls around. That was on Friday night that I met him. And he texted me at like 9:30 and was like, hey, what are you girls up to? We were at the Four Seasons having some oysters, and he was actually across the street at the casino. He said, meet me here. We'll go out if you're interested. Naturally, we decided to meet him out. He ends up taking us to all over the city, drives us everywhere. We have a great time, different bands, music, venues, things like that. It goes well. So my friend got really drunk the night before, and she goes, it's like 2 o'clock. I'm going to go back. We take her back to the hotel. And I look at him and I say, are you still going to go out? And he said, yes, I am. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to come with you. We go to like this divey shithole DJ type place. It's pretty cool. Have a great time. And then he kissed me. Okay. Okay, sir. Regardless, we had a blast. Drove me back to the hotel. And we said goodbye. That was it. Sunday rolls around. He calls me at like 1 o'clock and goes, what are you guys doing today? We didn't really know. He goes, okay, cool. I'll pick you up. I'm going to go to this beer and wine garden if you want to come. I'll just scoop you. So we're like, okay, cool. Me and my friend look at each other and we go, all right, this guy's coming to pick us up. Let's go. Later in the night, we basically tag along with him, go to a bunch of different bars. Again, take my friend back earlier in the evening, and then him and I proceed to go out, just the two of us. Him and I are at a dive bar. Love a good dive bar. And he looks at me and goes, I like you. Do you, sir? How could you not like this gorgeous face? So I'm like, okay, I like you too. Yeah, totally liked him. Great time, great guy, all good vibes. Ever since the trip, we've been now talking every day. And in 16 hours, I'm flying to Denver to go and see him. So follow me because I'm going to document the whole trip.
Brothers, this is exactly why you don't let your woman go on these so-called girls' trips. She'll tell you one version of the story, but trust me, there's always more that she's leaving out. A woman out of town drinking with a guy she's attracted to for 2 nights straight. Yeah, right, just kisses. Now she's booking flights to go see him again? Come on, you know what's really going on. Being Chad is all fun and games because when you create that roller coaster of emotions for a woman, she'll chase you anywhere no matter where you are. That's why developing game is crucial. A woman will move mountains for a guy who brings excitement and genuine interest. Think the simp or the nice guy would get the same result? No chance. She'd drop him without hesitation. A woman out with friends, drinking and having fun, will go for a complete stranger if he's got something to offer, whether it's looks, money, or just a good time. But later, she'll act like she's innocent, like she's done nothing wrong when she's with you. You know how it goes, especially when she's in her 30s and still pulling this kind of nonsense on girls' trips.